everyone. Good evening. Here in the UK, it's just 3 minutes till 7 in the evening, which is 3 minutes till 3 o'clock in the morning in Manila. For some of you who are still up, well, welcome to Ask the Drummer. But for I'm sure most of you already be asleep in Manila, so you can just catch up later when I put this video on YouTube later today or tomorrow morning. But anyways, as I said, welcome to another episode of Ask the Drummer. This is the first actually for Ask the Drummer because we've never done a midweek episode before, but I've got to adjust because of just the days, because finally we've managed to get a suitable date and time for today's guest, for this week's guest, because she's just so busy. I mean, really, I think she just came back from work as well. I'm really grateful that she's given us her time. So I went to see her. I've actually seen her. I just realized the first time I saw her was in 2018, and I didn't know her at the time. And again, I saw her last year with Snow Goose, but I didn't get a chance to speak to her. But I saw her in February twice, one in London and then one in Manchester, and she's absolutely amazing. And I'm really glad that we finally got the date and time for this episode. I mean, she's here now. So, my dear friends, please welcome Lesley McLaren. Yay!
Hi.
How are you, Lesley?
I'm great, thanks. Very happy to be here. Thanks for having me at last.
Oh, no, thank you so much. I've got to say, I've got my script in front of me, but I forgot to say that you were so amazing at the gig, your workspace gig in London. The indie pop princess Beth Arzi was so impressed. She actually wanted to be in the band with you. she really liked your drumming. And so,
yeah, it was a great gig. It was good fun.
It was both the London one and the Manchester one as well. But how have you been? Because I mean, that was like last month in February. You never stopped.
I know. It feels like it was last year already. I know there's been a lot going on. Just that's how music works. So sometimes it all comes at the one time, and there's a traffic jam of bands, and then I could be quiet for a while, and maybe I'm teaching more, and then sometimes everything just comes at once, and that's what's happening at the moment.
Yeah.
So
and not only that, you also do a lot of outdoor activities as well, don't you?
I know it's hard to fit everything in. So the season will be starting soon for the hill walking as well. So people laugh and they go, surely you should be relaxing, at the weekend when you've got downtime. But that is relaxing to me, being up in the hills and not seeing many people. That's quite good.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to Ask the Drummer. Episode 202 is all about you, Lesley McLaren. Right. So where are the McLarens from?
Well, good question. I recently found that out. They are actually from the kind of Calendar way, around that part of Scotland, a bit more central. Yeah. So, but I'm a mixed brand because part of my family are, my mum's side are Mackenzies, and they all come from Applecross, away up past Skye, near Skye, Isle of Skye.
Yeah.
And they all moved down. Some of them went to Islay, and then eventually they moved to Greenock. But the McLarens come from like kind of Stirlingshire area, Calendar, right round that way.
Oh, right. But where are you based in Inverclyde? Is that?
Yes, yeah. So Greenock is a big town in Inverclyde. That's where I'm born and bred, and that's where I live still today.
Right, because I like looking at places and finding out the famous people that came from that place. Like, so I looked it up.
Cool.
I think now because of the chords, Inverclyde, or is it?
Inverclyde. That's right.
Yeah, Inverclyde is getting very popular. But also there's someone called Joe McMahon.
He's like I know who that is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, from and
Singer-songwriter.
Andrew McDermott, who's a DJ and has got connected
Yes.
with Oasis or something like
Yeah,
that.
he Andrew McDermott. He's affectionately known as McD, and he provided the soundtrack to my youth at the discos when we were about 17, 18 at Rico's. So we used to go and listen to all the music that McD was playing, and he managed a band way back called Whiteout, who had some success. They went to Japan and various other places. And there was another connection with McD as well. I can't remember, but yeah, he's quite a prolific figure in the area for music.
And right. So, what was your like? What was it like growing up in the Greenock, or that's where you
Yeah,
are,
it was.
especially the music scene? I mean, you mentioned about
Yeah,
the DJ who sort of like provided a soundtrack to your
yeah. There's always been a rich history of music in Greenock with really famous musicians. There's always been a healthy music scene. I remember from when I was young. The pubs were always really busy. You could go out any night of the week and see live music. What's the guy called John? I forget his second name. Who was the guitarist with Susie and the Banshees? John McGeown.
McCann?
I can't
No,
remember his name. It's going to
yeah,
come to me. Anyway, he was a session guitarist who's from here and played with Susie and the Banshees and lots of other famous bands as well. So there is quite a rich history with others as well. There were bands like the Stingrights, and then there was the kind of punk and rockabilly scene. There was a guy called Jim Crichton from here as well. I've actually had the privilege of playing with Jim before he passed away, and he was signed to Virgin Records with his band the Cuban Heels. Travelled all over the world with Virgin. And then it's just all the intermingling of all the people connected with these bands who formed other bands.
yeah.
So yeah.
I think I've got to mention Mick Grant as well because
Oh yeah, no Mick.
I met Mick Grant. I went to the Noon for the there's like a drummers art exhibition. There's all the like works of art that were featured in there, all made by drummers. All produced.
Okay.
So I went to the Noon. So it's from Guruk, and
Yeah.
then I took the
Yep.
ferry
I used to
to
live there. Yep.
yeah.
So I've got one of Mick's paintings on my living room wall.
Oh right, because I
Yeah.
told I think I think he wanted to participate in that one, but he's a bit too late because
Okay.
they already had all these drummers works of art. But anyway, so I've got to say that because I met him, I was really surprised because when I got to Guruk, and then he was there, and I didn't realize that where he lives.
Yeah, yeah. But he moved away to Manchester, and he I think was in the early carnation of the Stone Roses. So he was
Yeah,
the original
he
drummer,
was
I think.
Rennie's drummer, which
Aye,
I
that's
was
right.
really, really,
Yeah, and it's quite funny because when I saw the painting, it was in a window in a shop in Gourock actually, and I had been looking for something for my living room that was really bright and vibrant, and I just couldn't see that. I wanted something. It needs to be something really massive because the ceilings in this house are really high.
yeah.
Just couldn't see the thing. I've been, worried about this for ages. What was I going to get? And I just happened to be walking to the shop one day, and I passed the window, and his piece was in the centre of the window, and I thought that's the thing. I didn't know anything about him. I
Yeah.
just heard about him through other older guys that I had played with, and I went and inquired about it, bought it, and then I found out he's a drummer. Who'd painted it. It was actually Mick Grant, so the drummer was attracted to the other drummer's artwork. So
I think I'm hoping that Tia's going to be on the show soon because I think he said to me, if I remember this correctly, he said that get Lesley McLaren, and then when
uh,
she's on the show, then I will go. I will follow.
yeah, get him
So
on here.
fingers
He'll have
crossed.
great stories from the Manchester days.
Yeah, yeah. So is your family from? Are you from a musical family?
Not at all. No, I was the first one to come along. I'm the oldest sister. I've got a young sister. She plays drums as well. She's actually an accomplished percussionist. where I didn't have the patience for that. So she went more down that road and actually went to university to study it. But she's an amazing drummer as well. She doesn't really play so much now, unfortunately, but I hope she does come back to it. I've had her stand in for me many times when I've been stuck and I've maybe been double booked, and I've been able to draft her in, and she's covered for me, so it's quite good to have that there. But yeah, until I came along and I was doing drum lessons in school, and I just fell into it really, and I had the knack for it. And I just felt I wanted to play drums because every other instrument just didn't sound like it was me. I had in my head that I was going to high school and I wanted to do something cool. And the teacher was saying, well, what about violin? I was like, nah, to me that was classical. Trombone, there was no way I was carrying that, or a tuba to school, because Greenock's quite a hard town, and I thought, well, I'll definitely be getting beaten up on my way to school if I carry something like that. So then she mentioned percussion, so I didn't even know what that meant. I was 12 years old, so I had to put my hand up, and I was quite shy, and I had to ask, what is that? And she explains it was all the orchestral instruments, and I was like, and then she said, and drum kit, and I was like, that's the one, put me down for that. So I went for an audition.
Guitar? Not guitar, no piano.
Well, they didn't really teach that in school.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
So that wasn't really an option. So that was it. I went for an audition, and I had the coordination. And the first thing that happened, my teacher was at the time fresh out of university, but I didn't really appreciate that at the time. To me, he was old. So the guy was probably only like 23 or something. It was his first teaching job. But he seemed like this older man, and the only cool thing he ever did was sit down at the piano one day and impromptu played Free All Right Now, which at the time I could relate to because it was a big advert here for Wrigley's chewing gum. So I didn't know that Free was a really credible, cool band. I had no idea about this at 12. But I did, when he played it, I realised, that's the drum beat he's been teaching me, the kind of basic rock beat. So he says, jump on the drums. So I played along. It was the first time I had played with another person. And it was that was the moment. And it was a light bulb moment. I thought, this is it. I'm going to be playing in bands from this moment. So formed a band with my wee friends right away. And that was it. Never looked back.
So it came to you naturally then. I
think it was obviously a kind of musical ability buried in there, but that's what I always think, because I probably will come to the community work that I do, but unless you give kids an opportunity to at least try an instrument, you might never know. They might never know that they have that, in them. It's unlikely you're going to discover that unless somebody gives you the chance to try. So at this point in time, music lessons were completely free in school. I think it's almost the case now. I think parents have to contribute something towards it, but the lessons aren't brilliant because you're sharing a 20-minute slot with maybe 3 or 4 other people. So your chance to actually get on the drum kit for drum lessons is short. So I was quite a privileged position at the time. I was the only girl and the only person in that 30-minute slot, and I really took advantage of it. I think that's really hammers home why grassroots community projects open to all are really, really important.
Yeah, because I always wonder whether I always ask my guests about this. I think drummers are born drummers, don't you think? In them.
I think so, yeah. Obviously got the rhythm from somewhere. I think my dad told me that I think it was an uncle of his was a piano player. So that's classed as a percussion instrument. There's a lot of coordination obviously required there. It's feet and both hands, similar. So there's obviously other people way back in the family. It's just that to find a professional musician in the family is probably rare because people are trying to at that time are getting out there to work, and you'd be sent into the shipyards to work, or you'd be a fisherman or working farms. There's no time for flouncing off to have this wonderful musical career. It's like, no, you just get on with your work. So there's that aspect to be thought about as well. So there's maybe loads of potential musicians in my family way back. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, how long did you have the drumming lessons? So was it high school?
High school, yeah. So that was kick-started it really, and they were great because they got me through the basic requirements.
Yeah.
got me to an okay standard. And when you really start learning is when you get into a band. I've always said it, because that's when your playing level could be here, and as soon as you start playing with other people, wow, that's when the learning really begins, because you bounce ideas off each other, you realise what you need to do to improve, you're listening to records, copying them,
Yeah.
developing your ear. You're not necessarily reading music, which is another skill as well. I feel that the ear training is the key thing
Yeah.
to be good
Yeah.
at as well.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
have noticed it when you were playing in London. I didn't see it in Manchester, but when you were in London, because from the angle I could see you, there's like a pad. And
Yeah.
I think I took a photograph of that pad. And it's like, oh, there's some notes there. So
Yeah, that I only really do that when it's a band that I'm just new to, because I'm doing a lot of session work now.
yeah,
It's not, I don't have the luxury of hundreds and hundreds of rehearsals that I would if it's my own band. So I'm usually got maybe 2 rehearsals and a gig. So there's absolutely no chance I'm going to memorise that set, because you don't have hours and hours and hours. So I do a basic chart for these songs to just keep me right, because I can't afford to mess up somebody else's gig.
It's-
Yeah.
so what was your first band? And how old are you when you formed your first band?
Quite a funny story. So when I was 12, probably 12, I was in first year in high school, and I was doing these lessons, and I was starting to think, yeah, I can hold a beat. Let's get a band. It's classic me. It was just like, oh, we're going for it. So my friend Vary was learning how to play guitar from her dad, and I was like, yeah, we could rehearse together. So we were really spoiled. School was a different place then. I had the run of the music department. So when school was finished at 3:30, four
Yeah.
o'clock, the teachers, because they trusted me, didn't mind me taking up being in the music room when the school was closed. Unbelievable! You wouldn't get that now. Nobody there to supervise or anything. So I had the absolute run of that department. So my friend Vary would come along, and we didn't know any songs other than Beach Boys songs, because both our dads were always listening to the Beach Boys.
Okay.
So I said, right, let's learn I Get Around, round, round, get around, I get around. So we're learning that and a couple of others. So then I drafted in a couple of other pals just because they were my friends, but they weren't actually really playing any instruments. And we were terrible. And we didn't have a name or anything, and we're supposed to be playing a school concert that was coming up. I'd put us in for this. It's like a variety show that the kids were in charge of every Christmas. So they were like, we can't do that, we're not ready. I was like, well, it'll be absolutely fine. Of course we're playing the gig. But then I was getting more and more frustrated with my pals that had drafted in, because they wouldn't practice. And I was very serious about this. So I sacked them just 2 days before the gig, and was worried I had lost my friendship there. But anyway, I managed to recover that somehow. I was just intent on doing this gig. So I says, come on, Barry, we'll just go on and we'll do it ourselves as a 2-piece. So she was like, right, are you sure about this? I was like, it'll be fine, we'll just go up and play 2 songs. So we're on the stage in the assembly hall. We were doing this, by the way, to impress all the 6-year boys, who were the oldest year in the school, and we were 12, thinking that we would actually maybe be seen. So the curtain was closed on the assembly hall stage, and we are behind there getting ready to go on. The drum kit's sitting there. Vary had a stool with this wee electric guitar and a tiny wee amp. And the teacher was about to open the curtain and announce who was coming on next. And he's like, right, I'm going to introduce you. What's your band called? And I was like, we don't have a name. And he said, what do you mean? I have to introduce you. And like, he says, what are you playing? I said, Beach Boys songs. And he said, okay, you're the Beach Girls. So, of course, all the boys there that we're trying to impress think that they are going to see some, lovely looking girls up there with the bikinis on and like Hawaiian grass skirts and things. But no, he pulls open the curtain, and there's Vary and I on the stage, like 2 absolute dorks with these giant school blazers with their massive shoulders, because we haven't grown into our blazers yet. And the whole school, when the curtain opens, like, yeah, and then I went, oh. I saw it was the 2 of us. I was like, great start. Okay, right, Vary, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we start playing round the Beach Boys song, Round, Round, Get Around. And as I'm playing, of course, you don't know anything at that age, so it's a very shiny surface on the stage, classic assembly hall type thing. And as we're playing the song, the drums start moving away from me. Every time I hit the bass drum, the whole thing was lurching forward another foot. So I was trying to chase the drums across the stage while Vary's getting all the chords wrong. It was a disaster. So the drum kit ended up so far away from me that I couldn't reach the bass drum pedal anymore, and I'm left with a hi-hat and a snare. And we actually got booed off the stage.
Oh no!
So it was absolutely, it was tragic. The whole thing was tragic. But most people you would never be back. But I was like, no, Vary, we'll be back. We're not leaving it there. So Vary didn't come back in the end, but I made my own band when I got to fifth year with other boys in a different school. It was fine. It took me a few years to get the right personnel, but we got there.
Oh God! But you are really focused. You know what you want to do, and you really want to.
Yeah, I don't give in.
Yeah, that thing about the bass drum moving forward, it still happens even with professionals. It's like
I know.
they need
Classic, isn't it? You need a mat.
Rug, like a rug
Yeah,
to sort of
you need a
keep
mat.
it.
And there's actual legs with little spikes in them that you can secure. But a lot of the time, if you're on a shared bill, there's no time to. You're on a kit that's completely alien to you. You don't have time to maybe check these things out, and you don't know it's a disaster until the first song, passed, and you're constantly wrestling with the thing. But these are things you learn as you go along.
But you carried on though. You found another person or another band.
So my first band that I absolutely loved, they were called Elysian Fields. We thought we were so intellectual, and we used to. I looked so young that I couldn't get in any pubs or nightclubs or anything, unlike a lot of my friends. But my way in was with my drums, so we started getting gigs with this band, and suddenly the guy on the door in the various local places would turn a blind eye to the fact that I had no idea for going into the disco. I had no ID, but I was allowed in to play my gig. So in the end I was getting paid to be there when all my friends were coming and they were losing all their money at the bar. And I used to save up all my wages and put that towards my first. Well, it wasn't my first kit. My mum and dad bought me my very first drum kit, the kind of classic starter kit. So the second drum kit I got was up the range a bit, and that was bought purely with all my gig money before I was 18, I think.
Yeah. How long did that Elysian Fields last?
Elysian Fields, quite a few years. It lasted until we all went to university, I think, and then because there was a couple of the boys were moving away, it started to fall apart then. But I always had other bands on the go. I've always had 3 or 4 on the go at one time, just busy that way.
Did you do some recording?
Yeah, I remember that we made it was the days of, see, this is the kind of 1996, remember, so we didn't have great home recording gear at this point, so we had a 4-track tape recorder, and we recorded our demo. It was like 4 songs on a tape, and we thought that we were so brilliant that somebody might steal our songs. So our idea to copyright these songs was to take the tape, and we each posted it to ourselves and didn't open it, so that it was time stamped for when by Royal Mail, so we would be able to prove that they were our songs if it ever came to it. Ridiculous.
So what's happened to them? Have you still got it? Or
I've still got the tape somewhere, but I don't have a tape player. So I need to convert it to CD or onto digitalize it now.
Yeah, because talking about that, the cassette, what do you call it? Is it a 4-track or something?
It was like a 4, or maybe it was an 8-track. I think it was an 8-track recorder.
Because last week I went to see Bill Ryder Jones, and he's done this gig where he's got this 4-track or whatever it's called, and that's all his backing.
Oh, really? Oh, that's vintage. That's great.
It's absolutely amazing because it's just him and then this 4-track cassette.
Cool.
Or whatever. and I thought, God, this is, it's brilliant. It's different. Different.
I'd like to have seen that.
Yeah, but so because I mean, of course, I looked up, your um things about you, and I found out that you've got a website as well, which is
Which is very out of date. I need to sort that
oh,
out.
I am Leslie.com. Yeah. So you've been playing and touring actually since 1995. So this is with your band, Elysian Fields.
Yeah, well,
Yours,
Elysian Fields were really just local. It was just a local
it's
band,
local.
to be
Yeah.
honest. The farthest we got, I think, was probably Stirling.
Oh, I see.
Didn't go too far, no.
Yeah.
Um,
So what
but
was your first major band? I'd say sort of like that you recorded something and you actually did a bit of touring.
that would probably be the Hedrons. So that didn't come round till 2005. Yeah,
But you carried
2005.
on playing from
hmm
1995.
Yeah, I was just in lots of different local bands,
Okay. Yeah.
and then I made my way to Glasgow. Eventually, got up there through some of the, as I refer to them as the old boys from Greenock, who used to be at all the jam sessions. I would turn up to anything. I would just want to play all the time. So at the weekends, it wouldn't be unknown for me to just turn up at a jam session in a pub on my own, which, and I think back, is quite mental. Back then, we're talking like 90 in the late 90s, early 2000s. A girl going in a pub on their own didn't really happen.
Yeah.
So when I think back, I wasn't as confident as I am now, but I think it was just I felt safe because I knew who was going to be there when I got there. I had my drumsticks, and I knew I wasn't going to be hanging around drinking. I was going to be up on the stage basically as soon as I got in because they wanted me to play. So that was how that
Oh,
worked. And those old guys, they were always playing blues, the old kind of 50s and 60s stuff, which was fine. And I learned a lot from that. I learned about how to groove, how to keep good time, not to play too fancy, just play for the song. And they were saying, right, Hen, we're going to take you up to Glasgow. You need to meet just other musicians out with the town here and get on. So we're going to take you up there. So that's what happened. And it was the Glasgow Fair, if you know what that is. It's a set kind of holiday weekend in Glasgow. We all piled into their car. They didn't have tuppence to rub together, these guys, but they wanted to take me up to Glasgow. But we didn't get too far. We got to Port Glasgow, which is the next town. We had to stop, and the driver, Archie, who was the keys player, took £2 off everybody to put petrol in the car. So we were literally running on fumes. We got to Glasgow, went to Studio One, which was the top of Byres Road at the time, across from Moore, which you'll know.
yeah.
It's now a posh wine bar. It's nothing like it was, and it was a blues night, but it wasn't really my thing. And it was all guys, and it was just really guys who were bald with the big long ponytails, playing guitar solos that go on for 20 minutes, just like anyway. They forced me up. Come on, you go up, you go up. So I got up and played some tunes with them, but I just didn't feel right. But I came off, and lots of people were saying, "We need a drummer. Would you play?" And I'm like, "Okay." So then we
Yeah.
went to the Scotia, which is one of the oldest bars in Glasgow, and there was a band finishing up, and they knew who one of the members were. It's a guy called Davy Ritchie, who sadly is no longer with us. But Davy was a very good friend of mine. Became from this meeting, so I saw the tail end of their set. The pub was closing, and introduced myself. And he says, "Oh, okay, I'll keep you in mind. We might be looking for a drummer." 2 days later, Davy phoned me and they said they'd sacked the drummer that I'd seen playing with him that night and got me in. And I went to a rehearsal with them in the East End of Glasgow. I didn't know where I was going in Glasgow. I had to actually meet Davy, who I'd met once in my life outside Studio One, borrowing my mum's car, picked him up. If my mother knew half of what was going on, she would never have let me have the car. So I picked Davy up, this strange man, and he directed me from there through the whole of Glasgow to the East End to the back cave, it was known as, where they rehearsed. I could have been taken anywhere. So that was the Abercrombie Business Centre, and there was a big rehearsal space underneath that, and the classic old Strathclyde Council van was parked outside. That was their tour bus. And I went in, and there was this guy who looked really, dead cool, and he definitely lived. He'd the black quiff and just piercing blue eyes. That turned out to be Nick Clark, who is an amazing bass player. and he played with the Cuban Heels that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And he'd also played with Gloria Gaynor. So it was and loads of it, and
Oh,
UB40 and all these people. So I was like, okay, I'm just this wee girl that plays the jam sessions. And who else was in the band? Well, it was Davey Ritchie, and there was a guy called Johnny McMillan who was brilliant on guitar as well. So they got me up and we played some with John Lee Hooker, Bo Diddley, all that kind of stuff. Just like garage blues, which was much more fun, like old Kinks B-sides and things like that, Muddy Waters, but more kind of upbeat stuff. And they'd all the old vintage gear, like Vox column speakers, Selmer amps.
Sorry to stop you there, but these are not proper gigs. I mean, these are jam sessions that you went to.
Yeah. So this was their rehearsal
so there's no audience. There's no audience.
So this was just to practice, and then we started going out with Glasgow, and we went to up to. I remember playing a gig on the Isle of Seal, random places like that, Oban. Also Aberdeen to the Blue Lamp, which is just closed, iconic venue. Unfortunately, it's a great place. It's gone now. But yeah, Dundee, all over the place. So that was really my first taste of travelling about. And through that, I used to play the Clutha Vaults in Glasgow all the time with them, and that's when I met Tippy from the Headrons. And she came in to the pub looking for a drummer for her single, or for her album, which was about to hit the shops, and she couldn't do it, the gigs, unless she had a drummer. So she asked me. So I had a full-time job at the time. So this was a Saturday night. She asked me to do this, and I said, yeah, absolutely, I can I'll do your tour. It was 2 weeks around England. And I walked into my work on Monday, and I just said, so I'll not be here next week because I'm going on tour with a band. Okay. So I didn't really ask permission. I just kind of told them, and they said, that's fine. So when I think back to that as well, what was going through my head?
It's just amazing, all these things, because it's almost like you know what you wanted to do, you just do it, because these are not like bands that you already joined. I mean, these are mainly jam sessions, and then you sort of like played with them. So all you've got was you just had a pair of drumsticks, and then you just went on stage and used the drums. And
it was just that's how I was meeting people. So that's what I'm always saying to kids that I teach. You just get out there. Don't sit in your bedrooms and think you can post on Instagram and get a gig. You have to actually go out and meet people.
What about the songs? So did you know all the songs that they've asked you to play? Or?
Not all the time, but you learn how to pick rhythms that are going to fit the song. So that's all part of the learning on, playing on your feet, thinking on your feet.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's incredible. And then you just so what was the job? What was your job then before you just sort of like said, I'm not coming back?
I was working for this company that ended up going absolutely nowhere, and they were called Mortgage Angels. And they were, I was like, I don't even know what I was doing, like admin or something. I hadn't long graduated, and I was just thinking, I'm definitely not getting a real job. But I had to do a real job because I had to make money, basically. So I was going through the motions with all these really boring jobs until the opportunity to escape was presenting itself, and I just grabbed it and had to make it work. There was no other way.
Did they take you seriously though? Did they think, oh, she's going to come back? She should be back?
Well, they knew I was coming back, but I just, nobody was ever going to stop my ambition to just be in bands and go and play. And I just had, I don't know, I just knew it was, I wasn't taking no for an answer. That's basically it.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the Headrons, because the Headrons are famous at the time, because you traveled all over the world. I mean, I didn't know about this one, but I've heard about it because of Last Night from Glasgow, because they that company released your albums.
They put out the second album.
The second album.
Yeah. So it's no half measures. Measured Records put out the first album.
Yeah. So they released it on vinyl. for the first time. Is that?
Oh yeah, that's right. So
Yeah,
they also put out the first album on vinyl. That's right, for the first
yeah.
time.
And they released the second one, which
The
was never
reissue.
released ever. But then
Yeah,
they.
that's right.
So I was reading about the Hedrons, and it, I mean that band took you to America.
I know, and that was my first time going to America as well with a band. I mean, how cool is that?
So how long since you quit that job that you was all like say that no, I'm not coming back until the time? Because we're talking about the Hedrons here when you said that I'm going to
Yeah.
join the band, and it's like
So, well, this was 2000, end of 2004 is when I met Tippy, and I was playing on her solo stuff. And then that she was winding that up for whatever reason. It wasn't working out the way she wanted. So we were becoming quite good friends by this point. So we decided that it'd be a good idea to start a band, and it'd be less of her being the singer-songwriter with a bunch of session people. And she's like, so we were thinking it'd be quite fun to make a girl band. Little did we know we were making it 10 times harder for ourselves, but we thought this would be a great angle. And in retrospect, it was an absolute nightmare trying to be taken seriously, which is a whole other discussion. But we had a great time. We recruited the other two girls. We kind of knew them from the practice rooms, and I think there was an interview process when it happened at one point as well in a coffee shop. And we had various guitarists coming up to the Bean scene in Glasgow across Kelvin Grove Art Gallery, and we were just, going like we were. The Simon Cowells of the world, like deciding, and then auditioning, and then we would audition them as well. So that was how we got Rosie, the guitarist. So it was quite funny when I think back. So yeah, and we got the band together, and then we got our management deal very quickly with No Half Measures, and then consequently the next thing we had a record deal, and we were off. And I was in a different job by this point. I had many jobs in that period. So it was 2005 by this point where the Hedrons got going. Maybe say we were maybe halfway through 2005. I can't actually remember when we really first started to rehearse. Yeah, so it all happened really fast because the album went out in 2006, I think.
right.
And then we were off to America.
Punk rock, all girl band, the Hedrons.
Yes.
It's like heavy. Is it heavy? Because you did like Download Festival and.
Yeah, we didn't think we fitted at that at all because we weren't a heavy band. We were just really fast rock and roll. It was nothing heavy about it. Just fast, very energetic, and it was nothing else like it really happening at the time. So we were quite pioneering in a lot of ways because we were struggling because we were all girls. Who played our own instruments, wrote our own songs. We thought this was perfectly normal, but then we come into the real world and we realise that actually we're not going to be taken seriously. We're going to have to fight our way here. We're always having to prove ourselves, gig twice as hard, work twice as hard just to be taken seriously. The whole thing was a struggle. And if you watch Carla Easton's documentary about the unsung heroes, female unsung heroes of pop, that's the story's all there. But yeah.
Do you think it's like that? It's still like that now, or
not so much for the. Yes and no, because there's still a struggle trying to get female acts onto festival lineups. That's definitely a thing. There are hundreds of great, you'll know yourself, female fronted, mainly female bands who are super cool and do deserve a place there, but you're met with the opinions of people saying, well, maybe they're not good enough to get there because they're not well known enough. It's like, well, they're not going to get to that stage unless you support them and play them and get them on mainstream radio and stop playing them on Six Music special shows. Get them on the Radio 2 and Radio 1. It's just a never-ending battle. But I think there are much more female players now, certainly drummers in this area. I put that down to just, my wee drum school, because it's in the grand scheme of things, it is a small area compared to Glasgow. So at least the girls have myself to look to as a role model, perhaps. Whereas I didn't have it. It was just always male. If you ask me my favourite drummers, they're all going to be male, mostly, because that's that's who was there in front of me.
That's right. Yeah.
So I think that's changing now.
Yeah, you mentioned your rock school and some because the chords. I mean, they're doing really, really well at the moment,
Yeah,
and
they're doing great.
it's down to
And that,
you. You're
well, that's a good example
you're the
because
teacher.
those wee girls were, sisters that I taught from when they were very young. Like I think Grace was 6 when she came along, and Eva was maybe 7, and now
Yeah,
they're 17 and 19. So a long, long time. I've seen those wee girls grow up to what they are now. It's like amazing to see them do the things that I've been doing all that time. The thing that I was always saying, this is what your lessons are doing. This is the point in it.
yeah,
It's great to play with other people, more the social aspect, to get them out there making new friends, getting bands. But it happened really quickly for them because, well, first of all, I started rock school at Rig Arts, which is an amazing arts charity in Greenock. And it's always been purely art and film. So until I came along, because I used their space to do my private lessons, there was an opportunity for me to start this rock school through funding that was coming from Creative Scotland. So big up to them, they've been really good to us. So I was encouraging the girls to come along because I could see they could definitely, there's 2 of them were amazing drummers. So obviously that's spun a bit now, but they came along and I put them into a band. So how it started was they were in a band with a wee boy called Jack Bradley, who's one of my students. So so that we're thinking, how's this going to work? Because there's 3 drummers. So Grace, we were kind of convincing to go into bass. Eva had been playing, footering about with the guitar. She was starting to, strum chords and quite enjoying that. And Jack was going to be on drums. So we put the 3 of them together, and the chords was born, and it was going great. They were just really cute seeing them because, I mean, they were very young. And then entered Carla Easton, who I work a lot with, and Carla's a valuable tutor at Rig because she is a songwriter, so she can take the kids aside and show them wee workshops and how to get a song out of you and all that kind of thing. So she took them aside because we're playing covers all the time. So she took them aside and said, right, let's think about, you can write your own songs. You don't have to play other people's all the time. So that's when the magic started. And Eva just came out of, the songs were just coming. And she really took to that. So they were going great. And then Carla had booked them for a support slot for her album launch. And then just around the same time, I think it was Jack's dad, Jack's godfather is friendly with Stephen Pastel from Mono. So he had been talking to Stephen about them, and Stephen absolutely loved them, and they got the gig at the first gig at Mono, supporting the Vaselines, no less. So at that point, Jack wasn't in the band anymore, which is a wee shame, but for whatever reason, it just they carried on as a 2-piece, and that was really nice. They played this gig at Mono supporting the Vaselines. I mean, that being your first gig, that's tremendous.
Amazing. But you must be really proud.
Of course, just to see how fast it's moved for them. And then Carla had put them in front of Simon Liddell from Frightened Rabbit and Johnny Scott, the drummer. Have you done one with Johnny? So from Churches. So they were wanting, the point in that was to maybe record them. So that was good. The boys then took the chords and they recorded their single, and that was all going great guns. And then Carla gave the single to Mark Riley at BBC Six Music, and Mark obviously loved it and got them into the studio to do a live session, and it just really took off from that, and they've just been working constant ever since, getting great gigs.
Supporting the Charlatans.
I know, they're my favourite band too. I cannot believe that. I absolutely love Tim Burgess, so I'm quite jealous of that wee gig they've got there. So I'll need to get the girls to get me a Tim's autograph for sure. So that's great. So that's the kind of stand, that's the gigs that they're getting now, and the word's really spread. So
Yeah,
they're a great ambassador for rock school and rig arts,
yeah,
because again, it's about opportunity. So I always wonder, would they, because they weren't really playing together at all before they came to rig, and rock schools there, and just how it all happened.
yeah,
You wonder, how many other kids like that are out there that they could have these opportunities if they've got a local community project
yeah,
where the possibilities are endless. And that's what I always
yeah,
say. It doesn't matter where you come from. You don't have to be in the centre of London to make a music career. As long as you work hard where you are situated and you get your message out there and meet
yeah,
people, play gigs, play shows, get, older musicians who've been there and done it on board to help you, that
yeah.
amazing things can happen.
So are these free for anyone?
Yeah, it's
For
absolutely free for 12 to 23, 24-year-olds, I think it is, the cap. But it seems to be mainly teenagers that come along. Um, and it's been great because it gives them a safe space to practice,
yeah,
non-judgmental. It's the first time we put them on stage, and at the end of every 20 weeks, and we do a show. So the songs that they've maybe been writing or covers that they've been trying to do, they get a chance to play in front of an audience. And then we
yeah,
can record them as well, and they can take that away as a wee demo to use on their socials until maybe then they move on and they start to go into the bigger gigs in Glasgow, or out with,
yeah.
and then they can get save up doing gigs to make their own really good recording in a studio.
Yeah, yeah. But from your website, so Rig Arts, is that different from Hit Squad? Because you've got Hit Squad, which is mainly drums, right? You
Yeah,
just
that's just me. That's my private tuition. I just call it Hit Squad. Yeah, that's my wee business.
but Rig Arts is like a community. It's a community
Yes.
center.
So my Hit Squad is based inside Rig Arts. I rent a space in there in that charity,
Yeah,
and that's how I've ended up. My connections are quite strong now with Karen Orr, and Jason Orr, who run Rig.
Rig Arts.
That's how the connection came with bringing music into the charity, and it's just like been like a runaway train. So this is year 3 now,
Right.
of that project, and it's brilliant.
Oh, it's well. Right, well, going back to all the bands that you've been in, there's another one that I'm not really very familiar with this one, but it's called Lola in Slacks.
Oh yes, yeah,
So
that's
that's after
one of
they
my
had.
favourites.
Okay, so are you still together? Because it's quite recent. It's 2021 apparently when you released an album. So
Yeah, that's right. It was a bit of a strange time because we recorded it during the pandemic,
um,
which was annoying. And then all the gigs happened 2022. I think we're just discussing that today. Funnily enough, I was speaking to them. We're all really good friends, and we've all been playing together in other bands out west as well. There's a bit of a crossover a few times. We just can't seem to get that band back together because everybody's so busy with all their sideshows, which is a shame. It's going to take somebody to literally throw us in a room together to get it going. But we all miss it. We just love the music. I just love the feel of the music. I like all the space in it. I love the lyrics. I just love the whole ethos of the band. There's no egos with anybody. And they're my friends, and it's more like therapy going to a rehearsal time with them. It's just great.
so there's still a possibility that you will
Yeah,
do.
we've not split up. We're just on a
You're not
hiatus.
okay. Well, Snow Goose. There's another band that because I went to see you last year at Oranmore,
Oh
but
yeah,
unfortunately, it was that time when Manny, so like, Manny died on that day,
oh
and
yeah, that's
I,
right. So he did.
yeah, I was just really, I wasn't in the right mind, and I went to Oranmore. I didn't want to go to the front because normally I'm just out there, I wanted to
Uh
be at the
huh.
front to see the band and things. I just stayed at the back, and I couldn't
Mhm.
get into the gigs because National Park, I think, was it
Oh
National Park
yeah.
played,
Uh,
and it's another band who played before after National Park, and I thought I couldn't get into this. And then Snow Goose came, and I told Jim McCulloch that I'm going to be there, but I just really, I was so like weepy because of money, and I thought
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna go, and it was like, which is a shame because that would have been my first time. I'm not really the
yeah.
first time, but I thought that would be the first time I'm going to see you. But then I realized after looking you up, and I found out you're played with altered images.
Oh yeah,
Because I saw you in 2018 at
yeah. That's mental. It seems like a lifetime ago.
because
And that was with
I really remember that gig so well because
was
there's
that the
so
concert hall one?
legends. It was at the Royal what's it
The
called?
concert hall. Concert
House.
hall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was the first time I saw the Bluebells, Altered
Oh yeah.
Images, and James Grant was there,
That's
and
right.
Skin from Hips Way, and I
Yeah,
just
that's
thought,
right.
my God, it was
Yeah.
like,
That was a great party that night.
you look so different. That you had a really brilliant hair. It's
Yeah. I've had so many different hairstyles. Some of them are horrendous.
like,
I'm going with a simplistic one this at the moment.
so you were in Altered Images for a long time.
Yeah, but nearly 10 years.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so Jill was in that with me, who was in the Hedrons, and so was at one point Rosie from the Hedrons was in it as well. So we were almost the Hedrons with a different singer at some point. So it was good fun.
Just
It was a
having
good
Claire
laugh.
Brogan there as well.
Yeah,
That's
it
just
was
so,
it was a good laugh, good times.
yeah.
Uh,
What was it like working with Claire Brogan? She's like a legend, wasn't she? I mean, wasn't she?
yeah.
She, I mean,
So yeah, it could be good.
there you go. We're back. We're live again.
Hey,
Yay. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry about it. It's like, I
no
wish I
problem.
knew how to fix it, but it's just one of those things that StreamYard does. I mean, we haven't,
Technology for you.
yeah, I mean, I haven't had it for like 4 or 5 episodes, or maybe even 6 episodes. And then last week it actually happened, and now again this week. Hopefully, it won't happen again for a while. But anyway, so we were talking about Snow Goose because you actually played drums on that last album that they did, Descendants.
Yeah, I didn't actually record the drums though.
Oh, you didn't do it? We just
No, no. It was the live shows that I was brought in for. There's a terrible echo. Can you hear me okay?
I
Oh,
can
it's
hear you.
better now.
Yeah.
I think it's better now.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a lovely guy called Stuart Kidd, who is the drummer, and he's like me around a lot of bands. So I think he couldn't make some of the gigs, so that's when I got drafted in. So it's just been that's me. I'm seem to be in the band now, but I've met Stuart. Stuart and I have played together on the same bill. So there's no hard feelings there. He's a busy boy. I think he's played with
Oh
TJ
yeah,
Fan Club
yeah,
a lot now, and yeah, so it's all good,
yeah.
all good in the hood.
I think you and Stuart and Paul Thompson, you're all like busy drummers.
Yeah,
I
I
believe
know.
now you've got like 5 bands.
5 bands on the go. In fact, that's Paul Thompson actually very kindly passed on 2 gigs to me. It's actually his gig that I'm covering, so I'm not actually in these bands with Lungleg and Radica for
Yeah.
the Burns night, the celebration of David Byrne that's happening in Dumbarton. So I'm really looking forward to that because I'm a massive Byrne fan. So Paul can't do them for whatever reason, so that's 2 in the one night. I think Paul's actually just going to be sitting on a sun lounger somewhere, just like, yeah, I'm having a break. Lesley will cover it.
Oh, just shame because I was gonna go to that gig,
Ah,
but Mick had announced his mini tour in May, and unfortunately,
same night.
the 15th, no, the 15th of May, he's gonna be in Hebden Bridge. So
Ah, right, okay.
I told Aliyah about it. So I'm so sorry, Aliyah, because I'm
Uh,
gonna go to that gig, but I unfortunately
yeah,
can't do it. But are you gonna be
that's
doing
well.
the Radica gig when she sports? I think Badge and Boy, is that,
I
or is
don't
it?
think so. It's just these ones that I'm stepping in to help out. But
But
That maybe if Paul's stuck again because he's really busy, there may be other times I randomly jumping in just to help. So that's just the way it works.
yeah,
We
so I
help
think
each other out.
he plays in like 9 bands or something. It was
Yeah, I know. Mental. Yeah.
you're gonna be workspace this one. You're gonna be doing another
Yes.
gig in 2 weeks' time, which
Yeah.
is like, I mean, it's nearly April, so yeah, in 2 weeks' time at the Glad Cafe.
Yes. The
Mm.
7th, is it?
The
Yeah.
7th of April.
7th, yeah. Because I
Yeah.
get back from my holiday. I'm going away for a week's holiday and I get back that day and I've got a gig. So
Oh,
and I've got a rehearsal for it on Friday and hope I can remember it all, not forget what I'm doing the week. So I'll be listening consistently to Workspace while I'm on holiday to remind myself what it is I'm actually doing. The notepad will be out on the stage.
and this time it's National Park who's going to be supporting Workspace.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be good. I really
Yeah,
enjoy playing with Workspace. It's funny that so many people were so complimentary about my drumming on those gigs because it's probably the most simplistic drumming I've ever done, on a gig in my life. And I think of all the kind of crazy stuff that I've done, and I'm just hitting a bass and a snare. But I think it's just the effect that playing so simply creates with that music.
yeah.
It's just the building of the atmosphere and all that. It makes it
Well,
sound
there's
special.
final song where it's almost like it's just a drum solo. It's not a drum solo, but it's. I was focusing on you because it's
Was
like
that the end song?
the end song. There's no
Yeah.
lyrics or anything, so it's just you
No.
playing it. And
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
just,
channeling my inner John Bonham at that point. I didn't really rehearse that with him too much. I just decided I was going for it that night, and that bit's now staying. So if anybody, if Finlay McDonald's listening, you've now got it's like Joanna Bonham in your band.
Joanna Bonham.
So
No, I
any
thought
more of that behaviour, I'll be getting my jotters.
that was really brilliant. I just thought I was only gonna do a clip, like a small clip, but it's just no. I've got to do the whole show, the whole thing.
Yes, good fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, National Park, again, they've got Jennifer Hamilton, who's another sort of like female drummer, um, performing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
think
don't
it's.
know her. I don't know her at all.
I'm not. So you've not met Jennifer.
No, no, definitely.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't know if it's like a Glasgow thing. I know there are also female drummers in other parts of the country, but I think there's quite a lot of female drummers now in Glasgow or
Yeah, I think
Scotland.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there is quite. Yeah, it seems to be. I think it's probably the same in every town and city. It just depends if you get to know, I suppose, the regular
Glasgow a
players.
lot. Yeah. I
Yeah,
just couldn't see bands in
it's
Glasgow quite a
it's
lot.
Scottish women. They don't take no for an answer. It's like, yes, we'll be doing that. That
So how easy for you to learn all these? Because did you say something like 30 songs that
Yeah,
you've
if you
got
think
to
about
learn?
it, because there's probably like 10 songs or around that per band. So yeah, it's getting maybe 8, 10 songs, depending on the length of the set.
Yeah,
How do I learn them? Just repetition, repetition. And I do write charts. If it's only going to be, a one-off gig, I'm definitely using a chart of some description. It's not a full-on, you know, notating every dot. I practice a lot as well so that I'm
yeah,
just using the notes as a wee glance just to keep me right on change, certain sections in the song. Where I maybe have a stop, which is where you get found out because if you keep playing and everybody stops, those sorts of things, endings, intros, like what the tempos are, that's the sort of things that are on my notes. And well, the likes of Carla's band, I'm quite new to playing with Carla Easton, and this is a new album she's got out as well. It's coming out. Um, it's new to everybody. So eventually, because I've done a wee tour with her already, the songs are in there. So and I still have my notes as a wee safety net, but eventually they will just disappear and you know it. But it takes a good few gigs to really. It takes the gigs to really learn something. You don't really learn in rehearsals. You don't retain the whole thing. I
oh,
find.
Because I remember,
Well, that's me anyway. I don't know about everyone else.
well, I remember when Johnny Scott was on the show, and he said that he had to learn a lot of songs when he did like a drumming for, I can't remember which band it was now, but he was doing it on the flight
Yeah,
from, I think, from Glasgow to wherever they're playing at the time, and then he had to do everything. I just thought, how do you do that? You're learning
yeah, I
all
know.
the drum parts.
Yeah, you've
Song.
definitely got to have some way of notating it. If you're maybe, and not every musician, not every drummer's a reader either. I wasn't really much of a reader until the head drums came about, and I had to find a way to make money when I came off a tour because I couldn't have a job at all at this point because I was away so much. And a wee boy across the street actually knocked my door and asked if I would be interested in teaching him. So that was how it started, and I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. And it turned out I was good at it, I could do it. That doesn't mean to say just because you play an instrument, you're also good at teaching. It's just one of these things. So that was how that started. But I would be quite often in the tour bus with the head-ons learning how to read notation again because I hadn't done it in school and I hadn't really done it to any great level. But it's just like learning a language. The more you do it, the more you learn. So I've learned on the job, really. It's been 20 years now since I started the hit squad, more or less. And, you know, I'm up there obviously now, but it was I had to always be a step ahead of the students, obviously, to be able to teach them because they can't retain a lesson by ear. They have to take something away. And it's a good skill to have. It definitely comes in handy, as I'm now proving, if you've got multiple bands on the go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you were awarded Teacher of the Year in
I know. It's so
2017.
funny. I've actually got my award that's
Oh,
my
you said,
award on the shelf there. Yeah.
oh, right. And that's for, oh, brilliant. Yeah.
A community champion. I was actually mortified because I was up against like real qualified teachers and who work in schools, and I'm not a real teacher, as I say. And it's that thing where I felt like I always feel like a bit of a fraud.
Oh,
Uh, I don't know what they call it now. They call it imposter syndrome now.
imposter, yeah,
Um,
imposter syndrome.
so I got this, and it took me a wee while to accept that it was a valid, cool thing. I don't know why. It's just that Scottish thing of you don't like to be seen as a show off, or it's just kind of embarrassing. I don't know. I can't really explain it. We're not very good in Scotland at celebrating each other, especially in the West
Oh,
Coast. They like to bring you down rather than big you up.
big you up.
A lot of the time, there's a lot of kind of jealousy and and if you're seen to be promoting yourself, it's not a
But
good thing. It's not cool.
would you say that anyone can actually learn how to play drums?
No,
No.
because
I'm glad,
definitely
I'm glad
not.
you said that. Because I think you've got to have it in you first before you can just, I don't know, enhance it or learn it. Or
Yeah, you need to
is
have a
that,
good sense of rhythm to start with and understand timing. And I think that comes from, I don't know, I can't really prove this, but I definitely feel kids who have been exposed to a lot of music in the house growing up and when they've been a baby, toddler, if there's music on all the time, you definitely learn a rhythm. You learn about, it's in you from early stages. But I have met adults who are actually musicless. People that I've taught, they can't even understand. They can't even clap 1, 2, 3, 4. I have had that before. It blows my mind when you see it. It's rare, but it's wow. It's incredible. I'm like, how can you not? How can you not feel just like be able to tap along to something? But I have experienced it with some people, and it's a shame because they've really wanted to play the instrument,
yeah.
but no grasp of rhythm. It's the weirdest thing.
So what do
So
you tell them? It's like, no, you can't do this.
that's actually the worst bit of my job. There have been times, yeah, and I've learned again over the years how to deal with that. And if it's a young kid, it's that's hard, especially if the heart's set on it. So I've learned you leave that to the parents to tell them because they know them best.
Yeah.
Um, And I'll maybe gently say, maybe think about trying, have you tried any other instruments, maybe guitar? But the thing is, you need to have that sense of time for all instruments. So, but I have seen it on occasions where somebody we can't play guitar very well, but interestingly, they've been able to switch to bass, which is obviously very rhythm based as well, and they've managed to play the bass. So I don't really know. It's just one of these things. Maybe it's too hard for them.
Yeah, there's a quote there from you that you said, if a student ends up a better player than me, then my work is done.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually said that to a student today. I said to them, it was actually Jack. It used to have been the early carnation of the chords. And he's now gone on to be a jazz drummer in the Royal Conservatoire Juniors. And I said to him, well, he's playing Fire. He's playing Fire by Jimi Hendrix, which is a really, really tricky song on the drums, and he's doing well on it. He's only 16. And I said to him, look, you're not going to need me soon, because he was playing the thing note for note really well. And he says, you're not supposed to tell me that. And I says, of course I'll tell you that, Jack. I said, because the biggest compliment to me is that you going off and being super successful, and that means I've done my job well. I says, a terrible teacher would keep you going on a string and milk these lessons till you were 21. So I wouldn't be a very good teacher if they were all finishing up rubbish.
Well, you've got the chords there. That's a major success.
Got a good start they got for sure.
When I found out that it's you who taught them how to play the drums, I was like, oh my God, I really need to get her on the show.
To have had them for so long, kind of see them grow up, it's a real testament to their determination as well to keep going and keep working hard, and they really have got focus and the drive to now take it forward. So it's great to see.
I think you've influenced them, because you were like that when you were young.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that's
it. See your opportunity and take it, because these chances only come round once. And you're only young once as well. And as I'm realising, like touring with Carla, it was quite funny. When I say on a tour, we were like 4 or 5 days. The two of us were absolutely shattered by the end of it. And I was thinking back to when I was on tour with the Hedrons, it would be a month at a time. And it was no problem. For goodness sake, never mind a month, 4 days was enough. So definitely it's a young person's game. So I'm always in it, all the teenagers, if you're going to do this, do it now. Do it, while you're school age, university age, all that. Get on with it, because you don't know where it's going to lead. It's a travel as well that's brilliant. Especially, it's nice for kids from this area to see that you can really, it sounds really naff and cheesy, but you can really make your dreams happen if you focus hard enough and you work hard enough on it, and stop thinking about being famous. It's not about that. It's about just doing what you love and making something of it and helping other people maybe, or just just follow your passion. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of focus on kids being made to go to university and follow a certain career path, and I see that's important as well, because you have to make money. It's very difficult to make a living as a full-time musician. I always say to the kids, go and do your course, but always have your music on the side. It's less than 1% that make it, and are able to support themselves through playing live. It's like there's no money in it. That's why we all have various jobs. And when I was in the Hedrons, that one thing that really irked me was the management company told us, do not tell anyone that you have another job, because it makes you look less attractive. It makes you look like you're not succeeding. And I'm an absolute opposite, and I tell everybody that I have multiple jobs. It's like, otherwise you can't make it work. So these kids I don't want them under any illusion that they're going to go out and play and make a grand a week playing shows, because it's never going to happen. Those days are long gone. So they need to understand that they're going to be working their butt off. So it's only the ones who who are really, really focused. You're going to be a busy person during the day making money. You're going to be have multiple income streams, and the gigging is just, unfortunately, that's. I don't agree with it, by the way, but people who are my age and are still out there playing live are in it because the passion is still there, and you were never in it to make fortunes in the first place. You understood the assignment. It's like, just enjoy performing, and if the money comes, that's great, but it's not the be all and end all. It's about being on stage making music. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And again, talking about quotes that I've read about, there's another one that says about if you've got a talent, you don't keep it, or something like that. You have to share it with people.
Definitely, I think that's the message. Pass it on.
Pass it on.
What's not, and again, not everybody is a teacher, but or wants to teach. Not every musician is capable of doing it. But I think it's a great thing to do is to inspire the next generation, because it doesn't stop at me. It's like I see them coming to Rig Arts. There's a million and one behind me. Eventually, I'll not be here, so you've got to. That's it. Just pass it on to the next person and make people happy with your skill set, and share the love. That's it.
Do you find someone like, say, a kid comes to Rig Arts or Hit Squad? Do you immediately see that there's something about them that will?
Yeah, usually in the very early lessons, I know they've got it, and I'll not be shy in telling them either. And I'll tell them, like, I'll just really honest with them. If I see that wee spark, I tell them, and I say, but I don't say this to everybody. The first sniff of an ego from you having this information, you're out the door. You're still going to have to graft. You're still going to have to work. It's the same as like professional footballers. They didn't just wake up one day and they had all the skills. They worked their butt off to get to that standard. It doesn't matter what field it is. You have to be a worker. You've just been gifted that you've got a running start, and you can improve your skill set quicker than others. So I'm always on their case. They hate me for it, but they love me in the end.
I wish I lived somewhere in Inverclyde so I can go to your Hit Squad school and see. You probably tell me, no, you don't have it. So,
you don't waste your money.
That's what my brother said to me, because I tried it. I went for a crash course on drums, and then my brother was like, "Are you learning anything?" I said, "No, I'm not taking you there anymore because you're just wasting your money." So, well, right. I've got just 5 questions that I ask regularly to all our guests. So the first one, before I let you go, I know you've been drumming for so many different bands and everything, but if you could drum for any band that you haven't played for, which band would it be?
That's a tough question. Can they be dead or can they be dead?
Yeah. Any sort.
Probably David Bowie.
Wow.
Because he was so inspiring and interchangeable, and I just think he would have been a magic presence in the room and encouraging as well, and just I think he would bring out the best in you as a musician.
Oh wow, that's brilliant. I mean, be like Woody Woodmansey or something.
Yeah, I've met him actually. He's a cool guy.
He is a cool guy. I'm still waiting for him, because when I spoke to him before, I met him during the Holy Holy tour, and I told him about Ask the Drummer. I said, yeah, I'll do it. But I'm still waiting. Hopefully someday. So next question is, do you do any tricks, or do you twirl sticks?
Nah, never had any time for that. I always say, when I see a drummer doing that, I think they've not been practicing enough on their other stuff.
So is that not something that you tell your students? That
I say I don't want to see you twirling any sticks, and I don't want to hear about double kick pedals. It's militant.
Aidan said that he agrees about the David Bowie one, because he's a big fan. Aidan is the tech support of Ask the Drummer. It's a big fan. But okay, so no tricks then. So no.
No tricks, no.
All right. But showmanship as a drummer, you've got to be able to, like entertain as well. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So I always say to them that you're trying to the ones who are getting on a bit and they're quite proficient and all the kids, and I'll be saying to them, yes, no, you know how I told you never use your left hand on the crash? Well, now we can do that, and I'll get them to like spread their doing unnecessary moves so that they're a bit more animated behind the kit, and I'll say it's about how you look as well. But I don't tell them that to the end till they're graduating.
Okay, what about heroes? Drumming heroes, do you have any?
Drumming heroes. Many, I suppose. That changes all the time. I think when I was younger, I was listening a lot to Led Zeppelin, where I learned all my rock licks. So John Bonham for
Genre?
me is a big one. But actually, we talked about them earlier. I used to love when I was a teenager. I was listening a lot to the Charlatans that we spoke about earlier. The guy that died, John, what's his name? Can't remember his name now. That's terrible. It passed away. I actually really loved him as a drummer. I used to copy him. I don't know if it's that thing because of the stage that you were at and I was copying his style. And Rennie from the Stone Roses, I was always trying to copy him as well.
Yeah.
I go through phases with different drums, but I love Levon Helm from the band. And I love that he was a beautiful singer as well, great harmonies. It's got because he was a frontman as well as a drummer. And I just like that kind of style. I love all most drummers, to be fair.
Do you still go to gigs?
Oh yeah.
Not your own, not your own, obviously.
Yeah, I don't buy tickets as much as I used to because I'm playing so much and I end up having to cancel. So I'm usually trying to get a ticket at the last minute. I'm going to see the next big one. I'm going to see is Super Furry Animals. They're coming to Glasgow.
And do you look at the drummer and so like see what they do, or is it just the whole?
Overly. I take in the whole thing. Yeah, I don't really single out. The drums so much. I probably listen to them so much on record that I don't need to like eyeball them.
Okay. Next one is: have you ever had any drumming disasters?
Probably that one I told you about, the Beach
Apart
Girls.
from the beach, running away from you.
Yeah, I would say that's high in my career. It started the very first gig. Yeah.
The Beach Girls.
The Beach Girls. I think we should have a regrouping of that at some point.
It's a shame that there are no mobile phones at the time as well.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad. There's a lot of things I'm glad for that there were no phones at that time. What a time to be alive.
All right. Well, final question now for you is: what would be your advice, especially as a teacher, as a drum teacher? What would be your advice to aspiring drummers out there, or even just musicians in general?
Yeah, I would say don't get blindsided by all the licks and tricks that you see on a lot of YouTube drummers about how many snare hits can I do in 60 seconds, or how fast can I play, or how complicated you can make fills. Actually, the best drummers are drummers who understand to play for the song, keep it simple. The song is about the melody, the song is not about the drummer. You're not a front person. If you want to be a front person, take up singing. You need to learn how to work with others and listen to every instrument in the band. It's a big list. Be easy going. Don't be annoying because you may ultimately be going on tour, living with these people. To have a sense of humour. Don't take yourself seriously, and practice. Get yourself in front of people if you're starting out. Don't sit in your bedroom and think that streaming yourself on Insta or whatever is going to get you a gig. Getting a gig is getting out into your community and meeting other people. Seek out your local music group. Go there, make it cool, form bands, put on gigs, DIY all the way, and you never know what could happen.
Wow.
So there you go.
So, yeah. So you wouldn't agree to doing drum solos then?
Nah,
No?
overrated. I hate drum
Oh,
solos. Just point blank. It's just boring. It's just over the top
well,
nonsense.
I still look forward to seeing Joanna Bonham
Yeah.
on the 7th of April. Workspace gig at the, I think there's still some tickets left, I believe. It's like at the Glad
Yes.
Cafe
Get your
in
tickets for the Glad
Glasgow.
Cafe. Yep.
Yeah.
And minute after that, I'm out away with Carl Easton on tour in May. So we're doing London, Leeds, Manchester, and Glasgow.
Oh, you're doing Manchester as well.
Yes, where am I in Manchester? I'm in Low Four. Do you know Low Four?
Is that probably
That
in?
is the 28th of May.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll look it up and then 'cause it
Cool.
must be one of those new venues or something. I've never
I
been
don't
to
know. I've not been to either, so it's new to
Yeah.
me as well. I'm sure it'll be fun.
So I'll look it up and then I'll see you there in Manchester again in
Yeah,
post
cool.
workspace. So thank you
Good.
so much, Leslie, for finally,
Yeah. Oh,
managed to
yeah.
do
Sorry
that.
it took so long. Just
No, it's fine. I'm
usual.
really glad that you said yes to it. So thank
Cool.
you so much, and
Thanks for having me.
I'll
Thank
see
you
you.
because I appreciate getting time to, tell my wee story because the drummer never gets a chance to talk. It's always the singer, so it's good for me.
I think that's the reason why. Because most of the time, I remember when during lockdown. So I started this because during lockdown there's so many of these podcasts appearing because no one could go to gigs and things. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
these, and most of the time it's mainly the singers that they
Mhm.
talk to. And then there was one time I asked, "Can we have a drummer? Can we have drummers as well? Like, because
Mm,
I'd like to hear the drummer stories as well."
that's a good
And,
idea.
and then they just said, "Well, no one wants to listen to the because they're not really." And I'm like, "I do. I
How
want to
dare
hear
they?
the
I tell
drummer."
you what. See, this archive you've got is quite something. If this is 202, people will look back on this definitely. It's great, a great thing.
Well, thank you. Well, I just love drummers, so that's all I'm saying. Is like I
Drummers
think it's
rock. Drummers are
fascinating.
the best.
Yeah, like the coolest people in the world. So, well, thank you so much. And you're very cool, Leslie.
Oh,
Really, I'm so glad. And
thanks.
again, if Beth is watching, she really wants to be in a band with you. So,
Cool. We'll make that happen sometime.
yeah, thank you so much, and
All right. Thanks again.
enjoy the rest of the evening. It's nearly 9 o'clock now, so thank
Uh,
you, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm off to
great.
Shine On this weekend, so
Oh, have a great time. That'll be fab.
thank you.
Right. Thanks again.
See
See
you.
you
Take
soon.
care.
Bye. See
Bye.
ya.
Bye. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us live, and thank you to Leslie once again for guesting on Ask the Drummer. Yeah, we tried to sort of like do it last year, but she's so busy. and I thought, well, okay, because I'm going to Shine On this weekend, I thought maybe I won't do anything. But then when she said that she could do the Wednesday, because we normally do Ask the Drummer on a Sunday, either Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. But when she said Wednesday, I said, yeah, it's okay, because I thought I'm gonna be relaxing this weekend, not really relaxing, but preparing for Shine On. So I thought, well, okay, we'll do it, and I'm so glad. I mean, she's so amazing. You've got to go and see Workspace on the 7th of April at the Glad Cafe in Glasgow. They're absolutely brilliant, and Carla Easton. So they're doing a tour, a mini tour as well. There's one in Manchester, so I need to Google that up. But anyone who's interested to see Carla and Lesley play, just you can Google it yourself. They're playing London, I think, in Glasgow and Manchester. So that's it for me for today. I'll be back, not this Sunday because I'm going to be away. I'll be in Skegness this Sunday, but the Sunday after that, I think that's the Easter Sunday. I'm going to be chatting to another amazing drummer from Liverpool. So keep an eye for the guest announcement post on the Ask the Drummer page for that. But for now, oh yeah, this if you want to find out more about Lesley McLaren, there's a website, her own website called iamleslie.com. I think she needs to do some updating, but it's still pretty much updated. I think up to last year, I think, or something. But yeah, it's she's got some amazing stuff, and the way it's laid out as well is wonderful. So it's so easy to sort of like navigate and everything. So do check out that iamleslie.com. And also, so next week, no, not next week, a weekend after that is when I'm gonna be back. And also, I have to say this: I'm wearing this Michael Evans red elastic band to remind me that Mick Head has announced a mini tour in May. There's gonna be Hebden Bridge, Stirling, Newcastle, and 2 nights in Liverpool. Please do check it out. The second night in Liverpool is already sold out, and I think the first night in Liverpool is gonna sell out soon. So if you're thinking of seeing Michael Head and the Red Elastic Band, which you should do really, because he's just the best. Um uh, do Google it now and get tickets for those shows. And they're also playing in Birmingham as well. It's the Mac Arts in Birmingham. They'll be with the House of Love and Independent Country. They're very good, that band Independent Country, because they do cover versions but in a different style. It's so like I think I remember hearing them do or a Teenage Fan Club song, but it's like a country one. So it's fascinating. So you've got to sort of like check out. That's in June, the 6th of June in Birmingham. The 5th of June is Jerry Love playing, supporting the Beavis. I can't even say the Beavis Front or Beavis Front, something like that, in Manchester. So Google that as well and get a ticket for it. So that's it for me, definitely. So I'll see you all again on Easter Sunday, the 5th of April. And thanks once again to Lesley McLaren. Amazing. Like, like I always say, drummers are the coolest people on this world, on this planet. So she really is very cool. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. As always, love music, love life, love drummers. They're absolutely amazing. And I'll see you all again on Easter Sunday. Bye for now. Bye.